This is going to be a really nice position to work on, moving my knee through a full range of motion without a whole lot of pressure on it. So I'm going to start off lying down with my feet up on a ball. Now I want to have about hip width distance between my feet, so I don't want them all the way together. So typically for most people it's going to be just on like the side of where the ball is going to start to slope down, right? I want to make sure my toes are straight up towards the ceiling. A lot of people have a tendency to turn out, so I want to try and keep those toes straight. And if anything, I have a little bit more pressure on the inside aspect of my heel, because as I'm on the down slope of that ball, that's what I'm going to be feeling, right? So as I lie here, I'm going to start off keeping just a little bit of tension in my stomach, so my lower back flattens into the floor. And I'm going to begin by just very slowly rolling this ball up towards me, bringing my knees up towards my chest. So I have just a very light amount of pressure down into my heel. And I want to go as deep into this knee bend as comfortable, right? Now if that ball has hit me on the back of the hips, that means like if I were to start it here, that ball is going to block me from continuing. So I want to make sure my feet are far enough down on the ball that when I get up into the deepest knee bend, I don't feel like that ball is hitting me yet. And I just feel like that's as far as either my hips can go, or if I get any discomfort or tightness in my knee, I'll stop there. And I'll slowly start to roll the ball away. Same thing with very light downward pressure into my heels. And I'm going to go all the way straight. When I start to straighten out here, at the end I'm going to let my heels come up, and I'm going to try and actually lock my knees out all the way straight. And then once again, pressure my heel down lightly into the ball, a little bit of flattening of my lower back into the floor as I very slowly come up into as deep of a knee bend as comfortable, or if I have any hip pain, groin pain, anything that feels at all like pain or discomfort or tightness, I would stop and slowly transition to going back the other way. Very safe movement to move through a deep range of motion that typically if someone has lower body pain, they're unable to do in a standing position. And then you see I straighten my knees out and I really try and even pull my toes up. I'll press my calves down into the ball a little bit so the ball doesn't go shooting away from me. Now, if I get any groin pain in particular, I do have the option of taking my feet a little bit more out to the side. But I still want to try as best I can to keep my toes up towards the ceiling. Unless I have groin pain, if turning my toes out alleviates some of that pain, which it may, I will occasionally let people go into this wider position, just because everyone's hips are shaped differently, and if this allows you to get into a deeper stretch, that's okay. The key for me is that my toes and my knees are pointing the same direction. So as I go wider and I go into this toe out, you'll notice that my knees follow my feet, right? So even as I do this, I'm still pushing on more of the inside of my heel because I'm not keeping my knee in and letting my foot flop out to the side, right? If my foot was going to flop way out to the side, well, my knee better follow where my toe points. So if I do go a little bit wider because I have some groin discomfort and my toes go out slightly, my knee is out then as I come up into that same position. And I'm still pushing more on the inside aspect of my heel. Not way in, but the back is the middle, just slightly back and inside to engage a little bit more of the inside of my hamstring. But you can even take your own hand on the inside of your knee, and as you press into the ball, you'll feel a very big tendon. That's the medial aspect of your hamstring. You want to feel that engaged because it's very common that most people will overuse the outside. So that pressure on the inside of the heel and feeling that tendon is really what you're after, because usually that's a weak point for most individuals.